Hi Pumas, this is Mrs. May,
Hi, I'm Mr. Perales.
and we're here to get you guys ready to do what's called class selection, where you sign up for your classes for the next school year. And it's a little different this year because we, of course, are in the virtual world. So we wanted to remind you that we're going to be using Infinite Campus to do the class selection. So in order to do that, we need to make sure that everybody knows how to log in. Many of you do, and you check your grades regularly into Infinite Campus. But your parents also need to be able to log into their parent account in order to do the last couple of steps that we're going to show you today. So make sure that you know how to log in. If you've been locked out for some reason, can't remember your password, then we do have people to help. But there's on this slide, you can see that parent portal helpline, and you can call that number and they can help you get everything reset. We also have people on our campus, Mrs. Gandy, Mrs. Ruelas, and Mrs. Ballesteros, who can also help you reset everything and get access.
Okay, and once you've gotten into your Infinite Campus account, you're going to click on Academic Plan. Once you click on that, this is what's going to pull up, and you are going to put what your plan is for after high school. And so you'll see here, the student chose 4-year other than UC or CSU, and it's a 4-year college that they'd like to attend. So there are little drop-down boxes. Once you pick what you want to do, then you're going to go ahead and click here, Proceed. When you click Proceed, it's going to take you here, and this is your academic planner. And so a few things I wanted to point out here is that you'll notice that there's different columns. So we have all of 9th grade here, all of 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And something to note is the classes that you're in currently or classes that you have already taken, so the previous years, they are already set. So you can't move those, you can't change them. Those ones you cannot touch. But the ones after that are where you can add the classes that you'd like to take for the next year. So for instance, if you're a freshman, your classes are already all set here and you can't change that, but you can start adding classes in 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. Okay, and so to add classes, all you're going to do is click inside of the box, and you'll see a list of classes, and we're going to go through that here in a minute. But what we want you to remember is that each class that you enter here is semester long, so there does need to be an A class and a B class added. Okay, and once you put these in, we just don't want you to worry. It's not set in stone. This is you just kind of planning it out. When we have our meeting later on, we will help you with the plan and make sure that it fits what your post-high school graduation plans are. So the quick tip that we wanted to give you is when you click inside of the box, you can actually start typing the number of the class. And so you'll see here with English 10, there's 1041, 1042. We're going to give you access to our course selection sheets, and you'll see all the numbers. So when you start typing that number in, you'll actually see the class pop up. And so some of these areas here have a long list of classes that you'd have to dig through to find the class that you want. So it's just a little bit of an easier way to enter it. Something I did want to mention here is that you'll see here this student in 11th grade has government and economics, and that class is actually for seniors only. And so again, we run into these issues all the time, and so it's not set in stone. When we have our meeting with you, we are going to go through what you've selected and go ahead and make any corrections that we see fit.
Okay, so we're going to start with English for every grade level, so it doesn't matter which grade level you're in. Freshmen, we know that this is the first time that you have ever seen this part of the program, so we wanted to kind of concentrate on that 10th grade column really quick. So when you click inside that box, this is what pops up. And you can actually choose English 10A from the drop-down menu, and then you have to click in the box again and choose English 10B. So you actually have to do it twice in order for you to get the year-long class. So my freshmen, you're going to choose 10th grade. My current sophomores, if we can go to the next slide, you guys are going to put in the 11th grade, and juniors going into senior year, you guys are going to do the 12th grade. Now here's the thing, we're doing it 1 year at a time, but if you are a freshman and you want to go ahead and plan out all 4 years and you want to put in English for sophomore year, junior year, and senior year, by all means, feel free to do that so that you know exactly what you have left to take. And it'll tell you at the top how many are required for each of the columns there.
And so the next part we want to go over is the social sciences area. Okay, so the history classes. In 10th grade, there should be world history, right? So world history A and world history B. In 11th grade, we're looking at US history. So you're going to see it's the next row down, okay? US history A, US history B, and then you'll see here, like we had talked about earlier, in 12th grade, there's government and economics listed, okay? So we just wanted to point out they each have their own rows, and obviously they each go in different grade levels. Again, so freshmen, you are going to start putting in the world history for next school year. Going here to the math is a little more complicated, so not so straightforward. We just wanted to mention it, but when you get your grade level specific presentations in your history classes, we will give you access to a flow chart and just show you what should come next depending on which class that you are in. So we just want to go over this really quickly here. Our graduation requirement is 3 years of math, but we actually all recommend taking 4. And the reason being is, you know, if you take math in 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade, and then, you know, you finished your graduation requirement, you decide to take a year off. If you're going to college, yeah, that's having a whole year without math, and then try going into college and try doing freshman level math again, and we don't recommend it. So for all of our students, we always recommend doing 4 years. The universities would like to see 4 years. They recommend it as well. So again, with this area, the math area here, it really just depends which class you're in right now, and when you get your grade level specific presentations, we'll give you access to that flow chart.
Okay, so the next section is for PE. Now, the graduation requirement for our district is 20 credits of PE. However, Ed Code says that in order for you to be able to do that grad requirement, you have to pass what's called the PFT. That's that physical fitness test that you take freshman year. Because things are so strange this year, we don't even know what the plan is for the state or the district to do the PFT. So right now you can see it says that there is 40 credits of PE required, and it's going to remain like that for all of our current freshmen. So no matter what, you have to get 20 credits of PE and pass the PFT. So depending on what the state and our district decides to do, that'll kind of drive when you take your PE classes. But it is still required for your sophomore year. Any of my juniors and going to be seniors, if you have met the 20 credits already and you have passed your PFT and you don't want to do PE any longer, then you have satisfied that graduation requirement. So science is just as complicated as the math. So like Mr. Perales mentioned earlier, this really is going to have to be something that's very specific to grade level. And so you can put things in, but just know you might want to go back and adjust it after you hear that presentation for your grade level. But we do have to have a biological science. So if you are a freshman sitting in biology, you have satisfied that as long as you pass the classes. And then next year you would do what's called a physical science. And typically we follow the NGSS recommendation, which means you do biology as a freshman, chemistry, and then physics. That's what most of our students go on to do. Now there's only 2 years required for graduation, but again, it's highly recommended that you do that 3rd year. Okay, and so if you have satisfied all of your requirements for college entrance and for graduation, but you love science and you want to keep going, in senior year, you can see that you can click and add another science. It'll just roll into an elective, but some of them are in the science tab pull down and some of them are in the elective pull down. So like wildlife bio, a lot of people will go into the biology, biological sciences and look for it there, and it's not there because it's down in the elective. So if you can't find it in one of them, try either the elective or the physical science. Maybe you thought it was a biological science, but it's really a physical science.
Okay, and so this last piece that we wanted to talk about was choosing your electives. And so electives can actually mean many different things. For instance, you know, putting in a fine art, a language, you just kind of have to know where to look for them. So again, with that course selection sheet that we will give you access to, you will look through it and be able to see all the different departments that are in there. And then if there's a specific class that you're looking for, you'll see which department it's listed in. And then that will give you an idea of where you can find it here on your academic planner. So again, for instance, the world languages is located under the fine arts, and you'll see that reflected on our course selection sheet as well. Okay, there are other electives listed here in the elective area. So basically when you're putting in electives, you're looking right around here, the fine arts or that elective category. When you are done putting in your classes, we wanted you to look here at the top. So you think that you've got them all in, you want to look up the top there and you want to see it say 60 out of 60. And basically what that means is that you've signed up for 6 full year-long classes, and it is a complete schedule. You'll notice like 11th grade and 12th grade, the credit requirement is a little bit different. It says out of 50. And that's just because of just some of the ways that your schedule can vary, but really it is going to be out of 60 in 11th and 12th grade, just again, just depending on variations with different student schedules. So we do want to look to see that you have 6 classes scheduled, and again, it should say 60 out of 60, okay, or 12 semester-long classes. Once you're done with that, you do have to click save, all right? It's not Google, it doesn't save automatically. So you can go through and put your whole 4-year plan, but if you close it out, yeah, you're out of luck. So you do have to click save when you're done. And then when you click save, an error message may pop up. And the reason that the error message pops up is it wants to let you know that you've entered classes into your academic plan, but you may not have completed all of your graduation requirements. So you may not have put all of your classes in. So I just wanted you to be aware, it's nothing to worry about unless you are in 11th grade going into 12th grade. Then if you do have some errors here after you've placed your classes in, then that might be some classes you need to make up. But again, if you're in the lower grade levels, it's nothing to worry about unless you put your whole 4-year plan in. An error message will always pop up.
Okay, so something that is new this year, and again, this is coming to us because we're in this virtual world. Usually your parents sign off on that form and you bring it back to the counseling office. Well, we can't do that right now. So we have implemented this new way for your parents to approve it. So remember I said that you have to have access to your Infinite Campus, but your parents also have to have access to their parent portal in Infinite Campus because they have to be able to go in and approve the classes that you put down. So the way that you do that is the parents log into their Infinite Campus, they go to Campus Parent, and then they're going to use that little menu drop down and choose Academic Plan just like you guys did. And then they have to also choose the 4-year college or military or whatever your plan is afterwards, and then hit proceed just like you guys did. Then what they have to do is they have to look at what you chose, and then they're going to see that little checkbox up at the top left-hand corner. They have to fill that in with a checkbox and hit save. And then that shows us that they looked at what you signed up for and that they approve.
So we just wanted to give you an example of what each class schedule could look like each year. So we just kind of put it down here, right in 10th grade. We're looking at English, world history, math, science, probably a world language, maybe PE or a CTE class or art class or some other type of elective. So again, this is like once you get to 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, your schedules can start to vary a little bit. So more or less, we just kind of put down what it would look like for each grade level.
So what happens next? Well, a couple of things. We want you to wait to finalize everything with your parents until you actually get that grade level information that's specific to whatever graduating class you have. So watch that video that's going to be coming out shortly, and then seek your parent approval and make sure they click that box. So when is the grade levels coming up? Well, class of 2022, today. You're going to get us twice. So you get Mr. Perales and I right now, and then you get other counselors for the class of 2022. And they're going to explain everything during U.S. history. For my class of 2023, you guys will get that lesson on Monday, February 8th. And then my current freshmen, class of 2024, you guys get your lesson on a Monday. It's February 22nd. And that's going to be during your PE classes. So all of those presentations, as soon as we give them, we're going to post them to our website so that if your parents have questions, they can actually go on there and look. Or if you forgot what we said, then you can go back into the website and look. The final thing that we want to remind you of is, remember, you do this and then you meet with a counselor, and we're going to double check that you have everything in your schedule that will meet the graduation requirements and it is appropriate for whatever grade level you're in. So please, please, please show up to your one-on-one audits with us. It's going to be during intervention, most of them. And so we want to make sure that you get a chance to ask your questions, to have us confirm that everything looks great and that it transferred over correctly, and that you hit save and it's not blank, right? So please make sure that you come and talk to us. And plus, you know, we want to be able to meet you. Some of you are brand new to our caseloads and we haven't even seen your face. So please come to those one-on-one audits.
Okay, and so this is what the course selection form looks like that you'll be getting access to later. I mean, really, you guys should have all seen this already because we started giving this to our freshmen when they were in 8th grade as well. So, so very similar to what you've already seen and filled out before. We've just updated it with classes and stuff like that. So again, it has all of our graduation requirements in there and lists which classes are within which department. So it helps you be able to know where to look for it on the course planner on Infinite Campus. So that concludes our presentation. This is a homeroom presentation, so we need to make sure that you've finished watching this presentation, and so we are going to have a question here at the end, so make sure that you fill out the question so that we can mark you down for attendance as being here in homeroom. Other than that, I think we're all set. Miss May, do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it, Pumas.
Okay, thank you, and you guys have a great day. And history classes, I think I'll be seeing you for U.S. history. I'll see you a little bit later. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.